favorite people doing? I hope everybody is doing well and they're keeping safe as the virus is rising all over again. I just wish that you guys will stay safe. For all those who are viewing for the first time, I want to welcome you to my channel. And today I have a very special recipe to share with you guys. And this is something I didn't have for a long time. This is something that was requested on my channel by a few people. So I'm gonna take you guys to this beautiful recipe and show you guys how to make Kalonji or stuffed Karela. And I'll take you back to a video in September when I picked the last bitter melon, if you guys remember this video, and then I'll start the process. And I'm here actually to pick this bitter melon or Karela, because this I guess is the last one. Actually another one is coming out here, but hopefully I can get it. It takes a few weeks to get big. This one here was just as big as that one when I saw it, this right here. So I think I just saw that one here. I'm gonna pick this one today because I'm saving all that I got from my my crop this year from the bitter melon to make some Kalonji. So I'm gonna one of many in my Kalonji. So guys, if you come on down, I showed a clip of how I picked these bitter melon, like the last one, and these are the ones. This is the one I just showed when I picked. I had them in my freezer until I'm ready to make this dish, and these were all from my garden. If you can see, these were from my garden, and these are two that I bought to cook sauteed fried Karela, but I keep these two small ones because they're the perfect size to make the Kalonji or the stuffed Karela. So guys, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 here, and I remember when my mom used to make it, she would cut it in half like that, and then she'd put a spoon or a knife and take the seed out like this, and she would stuff it in from where she cut it off. But what I did, I cut mine like this. I scoop up the seeds for all these ones. So I'm gonna cook mine whole because it's easier when you cook them whole for the stuffing to stay inside, because when you cut it in half, the stuffing can come out easily. So I have to thaw these out a little, and then I'm gonna come back with all the ingredients. And guys, Kalonji is known to be made with shrimp. You take the shrimp and you season it, and I'll walk you guys through the process. And I remember that was the thing that they stuff it with back home, but my mom used to change it up sometimes because she wanted us not to get tired of it and to eat. She would stuff it with chicken, she would stuff it with any ground meat that she had in her house, and she would stuff it with fish even sometimes. But it's up to you what you want to stuff it with. But today, because I have some extra leftover turkey, and I have it right here. I have some of the thigh, the dark meat, and the white, some from the breast and all that. I will stuff mine with leftover turkey. And guys, after every Thanksgiving, I usually cook Kalonji because with the turkey leftover, you can do so much with it, and the turkey give it a nice flavor. But again, you can use your own stuffing if you like. So I'm gonna get the rest of the ingredients. I'm gonna come back and show you guys exactly how we do this. So guys, I'm gonna put these inside some hot water to soften them. In that way, it's gonna be easier to work with. So I'm just putting the frozen bitter melon to soften in the hot water, and then I'll take them out and I'll show you guys. It takes a few steps to get this bitter melon, the stuffed Karela or Kalonji done, and this is one of the steps that you have to put them in a bath of hot water. So guys, here is my bitter melon after cooking in the hot water for some time. If you notice, the colors change, and that's when you know that they're nice and soft. And the reason why we put them in boiling water to cook a little to make it soft, because when this is fresh and you're dealing with it, they can break in halves, and it can break up, and then it would ruin the way of how you want it. So boiling them make them a little bit soft and very flexible to work with. So I'm gonna let it cool down before I do anything with it because they're steaming hot right now. I'm just taking them out from this water, and the water that I cook it in, you can use that water to drink because it's gonna have some of the bitterness from this Karela. So here it is. I'm gonna let it cool off, and then I'll come back after it's nice and cool, and we're gonna start stuffing and adding ingredients. So here are my ingredients that I'm gonna be using into my to make my Kalonji or stuffed Karela today. I have 3 heads of green onion from my garden. I have about 9 small cloves of garlic, and these are from my garden as well. But if you're gonna use larger cloves, you don't need this much, maybe 3 or 4. I have 1 onion and half of a shallot that I'm gonna use for this today. I have half a hot pepper from my garden, and I have 3 small leaves of broadleaf thyme, and this is from I have this in my house. I always have this all year long. And I have here the milk of 1 coconut, and this is the pure milk I did from our machine. And I'm gonna blend all this up to make to a curry paste, and then I'll come back and show you guys how we put everything together. So guys, now for the ingredients, for the spices, you have to put a little bit extra than when you're making regular curry, because I have to season the turkey meat as well that I have here, so this can have flavor as well. So what I'm gonna do, I have roasted geera, and I'm gonna put 1 tablespoon of roasted geera. I have it right here, so I'm gonna put in this bowl because I'm gonna do my mixture in that bowl. And I'm gonna put, I have gara masala, and I'm gonna put 1 teaspoon of gara masala because we wanna make this nice and flavorful. So I have here my gara masala, 1 teaspoon, and I'm gonna add 1 tablespoon of turmeric powder. I like to put turmeric in my curry dishes because it's a very good spice to consume. So I'm just gonna put 1 tablespoon of turmeric, and then for the curry powder, I usually use Lala's curry powder, and I'm gonna add 2, here I have my Lala's curry powder. I'm gonna use 2 tablespoons of Lala's curry powder. So I have 1, and then I have here another one, so 2 tablespoons of Lala's curry powder. And I have in this blender cup all the garlic and green onion and pepper and all that I'm gonna add into here, but I'm just gonna cover back my spices and I'll come right back. So guys, this is all the ingredients I put together. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take about half of this and I put it into the strip turkey that I have here because I want to season this before I stuff it into the Karela. So I'm taking about half of it and I'm just gonna mix it into here and make sure that we coat it nicely because we want the stuffing to have flavor as well. And what I'm gonna do, because the masala and the geera and all the ingredients are not cooked yet, I put a tablespoon of oil into my karahi. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna cook this up a little so the spices are not raw and it's gonna open up and have flavor. So in goes this is my 1 teaspoon of oil, and I'm gonna put all this meat in here and fry it up a little because we want the meat to have a nice flavor and the spices to cook and open up a little so it's not raw. I'm gonna cook this for a few minutes until the color change to a nice darker color instead of this bright yellowish color. So I just put in the oil. It's not too hot yet, but I'm gonna cook it for about 2 to 3 minutes. I'll come right back and show you guys how it looks because I don't want to stuff the Karela with the raw spices. So guys, let's check this now, and it's cooking up nicely. The one thing I didn't remember to do is add a little bit of salt. So in here I'm gonna add about a half a teaspoon of salt because we want the stuffing to have enough flavor as well. So a half a teaspoon of salt, and then I'm gonna turn this up, and it's smelling nice. And turkey is a nice lean meat. If you don't like the ideal thing to use for this that I remember is shrimp, but if you don't have shrimp, you can still make kalonji. And turkey is a lean meat. You can use any meat of your choice. You can use ground beef, you can use ground chicken, pork, lamb, whichever you like best. So make it your own personal dish. So I'm gonna let this I'm gonna turn this off now because I like how it's looking. And this is all the meat, the stripped turkey, and I'll cool it down a little before I start stuffing it in my Karela, and then I have to put it back to cook on the stove. So guys, here is my Karela, and because I steam them, they're nice and soft and easy to fill. So what I'm gonna do here now, this one was one from my garden that was getting ripe. I'm gonna take the turkey that we have here, and I'm just gonna fill them in the inside. I cut it like this because I usually put them to sit in the pan like that and to avoid it from coming out, but if some come out, that's fine. It's only gonna be in the gravy, and you want to stuff it as a nice generous amount, because when you're eating this, the stuffing is really nice in the inside. I'm gonna work with my hand because I can get to reach where I want to go rather than the spoon. So some people tie theirs because they don't want the filling to come out. I usually don't tie mine, but I have to be very careful when I'm cooking it. So that's one, and I have another one here that I'm gonna just take my time and stuff it nicely inside. It looks like a little boat here, right? And this is when you steam it, it's so easy to open and close. Rather than to have the fresh one, it's gonna crack like what happened on the side here, because this was when I was taking the seeds out. So this one is nice and good. And if you have leftover filling, what I usually do is put the leftover filling in the gravy when I'm cooking it, and when you're serving, you can get that to put on your food as well, and it tastes very nice like that. So I'm gonna keep doing this until I finish, and then I'll show you guys what it looks like when I'm done. So here are the bitter melon or the Karela stuff, and like I said, if you don't feel comfortable to leave it like this, you can tie them up. I usually don't, but I have a way of how I put the liquid when I'm cooking. I have this left over, so I'm gonna add that to the gravy. This is the next half of my ingredients. I have my onion and my shallot chopped up here ready to add, and in the same karahi that I cooked the masala and the ingredients with the turkey, I'm using that. I didn't wash it because it's the same flavor. I have 1 teaspoon of oil, and that's what I'm gonna use to make the curry liquid now. So the coconut cream that I'm using today is 1 coconut that we squeeze out from the omega juicer, and this is the machine. And out of the coconut, this is the dry part of the husks that left from the coconut, and this is the cream that we get. I'm gonna add a little bit water to this because this is all cream. And so this machine saved me the time from grating it by hand and to squeeze it out and all that. So it's a faster way. Sometimes I use it when I don't have no time, and sometimes depend on what ingredients I'm making or what recipe I'm working on, I prefer to do it on a sit-down grater. And today, because I'm cooking Kalonji from Karela or bitter melon, I want to show you guys that I picked my leaves from my bitter melon tree, and we're drying them. We wash them and we're drying them, and we're gonna leave them in a bottle, and when we feel like drinking some Karela tea, we'll make it from this here. So nothing is going to waste from that Karela tree. So here I'm gonna put in the ingredients to make the curry gravy. And I'm just gonna cook this until the spices are open up and until it's sticking to the bottom. So I'm gonna cover this about 2 minutes or so and then leave it to open up and let all the ingredients marry together, and we will come back and add our onions to this. So this is looking good. It's actually sticking, the color changed. I'm gonna add some water because we want to cook the spices properly. And I'm trying to get all out of the sides. The spoon that I'm using, this wooden spoon, it's hard to get everything off, but I'm gonna take it off with something else. I have to get my spatula. I'll do that after. So left this for another 2 minutes until some of this liquid dissolve out, and then I will add the coconut milk into here. Okay guys, so after 2 minutes it looks like how I want it to be with that color. So I'm gonna add a teaspoon of salt. At this point I like to add my salt content, so 1 teaspoon, and later we can check it out if we need some more. And then the next thing we're gonna add in here is the onion and the shallot. So in goes our onion and shallot. And we're gonna give this a stir and let the onion and the shallot cook a little before we add anything in here. So we're gonna let this cook about a minute or so. Guys, at this point here, I'm gonna do something different. So I'm gonna add my coconut cream, and this is about half a cup of coconut cream, and I'm gonna make this to a curry like a curry gravy, and I'm gonna put this here in some water with it. I'm gonna put some water in here, and to make it like a nice curry gravy, and I have some hot water on the other side. Let me just get out all this goodness that I have in here, and I just want to put not too much. We're not putting too much liquid because the Karela is already steam cooked a little, and it's nice and soft already. So I'm just gonna mix this in. So we're making this sauce to put it into, and what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna add, so this is about 2.5 cups of water. I'm gonna add about another half a cup, and I'm gonna let this cook up for a minute or two, and then I'm gonna take my stuffed Karela and put it in here so it can sit right on the side and nothing will come out of it. So let me leave this to cook for 2 minutes or so until it's nice and hot, and then I'll add my Karela into here. So guys, before you put these in the curry gravy, I remember we usually fry them up a little, and that's to give it like a nice flavor. When you fry them like this, and because they have water in them, you're gonna hear that splattery sound. This frying process will give a very, very nice flavor to the dish. So it's not really to deep fry or anything, it's just to get a little bit of that oil and the fry kind of taste when you finish with it. I'm gonna put in this big one last because I can't fit it in here right now, and I'm just gonna give it a little bit of not too much, and then I'll take them out just to get a little bit of brownness on the bottom. So I'm gonna take out these 2 small ones because I think they brown up nicely on the bottom, and this will give me room to add the big one that I have here. And I'm just gonna take my time and then put it in right there like that. And these ones, I try to put them on the side so they can get to cook a little on the, like fry up a little on the side. And now I'm gonna take out these ones because they're breaking apart. So I'm gonna take those and let the long one cook for a little, and then I'll show you guys when I put them into the curry. So guys, the gravy is cooking up nicely, and what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna start putting in my stuffed Karela in here now, and they're hot because I just took them off the from frying. So I'm gonna try to put them in. Let me just get this thing here before I burn myself. I'll put the big one in first. This one look like a boat, and I'm gonna put this other big one, so like that. I'm gonna try not to put the liquid over it for the filling to come out. And then I'm gonna start putting the small ones. I'm gonna turn my stove on medium heat, and then I'm gonna put the small ones them right in like that. And I have the other one here, and these look like big boats. So see how I put them in? But if you like, you can go ahead and tie yours, because then you're safer just in case if you add too much of water. That's why I put my liquid in first before I add these in. And then I'm gonna cover them and let them cook on medium. And the rest of the turkey that I had with the seasoning, what I would do is put them in the liquid to cook like that. So when you take some gravy, you're gonna get that as well. And this tastes very nice when you're plating or when you're ready to eat. The filling, some of the filling that I always left over with, I like to put them in the gravy. So I'm gonna cover this and let it cook on medium, and when almost all of the liquid is gone, that's when I'm gonna take it down. So I'm gonna just cover this. I just want to remove these pieces, and we're gonna have a beautiful stuffed Karela or Kalonji. You can eat this with roti, you can eat it with rice. So I'm gonna cover it now, and then I'll come back and show you guys in a few minutes how it's looking. So here is my beautiful Kalonji. I cook it out down till all the liquid is gone, and you can leave some liquid if you like the juice in yours. But I'm gonna serve it up and let you guys see. But look how nice it is. I still have all my stuffing inside. They didn't come out because the way how I laid it out when I was cooking it. So this big boat here have a lot. I'm gonna plate some, and I will let you guys know how it tastes. So hope you guys can try this dish. For all those who didn't had it a long time, hope I inspire you to make it soon. And for those who never had Kalonji before, I hope you learned something today and you will give it a try. But bitter melon, it's made with bitter melon, and it's very nutritious for your body. And I try to use turkey, which is a nice lean meat, but you can make it with any meat of your choice. So let me plate and I'll come right back. So here is my plate with my Kalonji or stuffed Karela, and I'm gonna show two ways how to eat it. I have some rice, and I made a quick sada roti to go with this. So a little bit of the gravy and the pieces of the turkey I have here on the rice, and I have my piece. I have half of one here because one is too much for me. And I'm gonna dig in and let you guys know how it tastes. My mouth is drooling right now. Guys, I'm gonna taste and let you guys know I'm drooling. I don't know when last. Leave in a comment below. Let me know when last you had Kalonji or stuffed Karela. I have it two ways, and I'm gonna dig in with my roti right now, and I have half of it here. This is piece of the Karela and the piece of turkey, and this is my mouthful for you guys. So cheers. I just cook it with a little bit of gravy, not too much. So cheers, guys. Guys, so amazing, so rich, so flavorful. You can still taste a little bit bitterness of the Karela, but it's not overpowering because the coconut milk give it a nice sweetness, and it's balancing the bitter with the sweet. That's why this dish goes so well with coconut milk, and the turkey pieces taste so good, guys. Now I'm gonna dig in with the rice, and this is I have piece of the Karela here, but I want to take piece more because I love the flavor of the Karela cooked in the coconut milk. And then this is my my bite with the rice. Guys, so delicious. How I like to eat this dish with rice, I like to go in with my hands and mix everything well and then eat it. But I think I might end up doing that. So leave in a comment below. Let me know when last you had kalonji or stuffed Karela. Let me know what you like it best with. If you like it better with roti or rice. And let me know if there's a different way you can make this dish, because I know there's so many ways. But when you put it together, it's always delicious. So until then, stay blessed, stay safe, and I'll catch you guys for my next video. Bye for now.